What, ladies and gentlemen, what just happened? An instant classic. Notre Dame has advanced to play in the national championship game. Just right behind me, there's the team celebrating on the field in Miami Gardens. Hard Rock Stadium. Notre Dame just pulls out one of the most massive come from behind wins, 17 unanswered. Where to begin? Tim Hyde just texted me, when are you ready? Now, idiot. Ladies and gentlemen, the Fighting Irish are headed to the national championship game. Where, folks, seriously, where to begin? Offense, defense, special teams. Mitch Jeter is back and better than ever. JP, $27.24 super chat. Have to be the first to do it, JP. Appreciate it. Here he is. Tim Hyde is in the building. JP, thanks for the super chat, dog. All right, let's get Tim in here. Tim, talk to me.
Oh, seriously, Mike. I mean, come on. You got to give me like an hour to get my heart.
I don't know what to say, brother.
Oh, my gosh. I mean, seriously, who's ever in here 2 weeks in a row? I mean, seriously. Mike, there's a million things to say.
The resolve of this team, Tim. How did they just do that? How did they just win that game?
I'll tell you what. You lose 2 days of prep. Let's just go backwards here. You lose 2 days of prep. You beat the SEC champ. You did it, right? I mean, you won a big bowl game, basically beating at Georgia, who is the king of the mountain these days. It's like winning the freaking national championship in the Sugar Bowl. Hold on. The
Notre Dame team just went over to their end zone, celebrating with their fans. They are jacked up right now. The team is going crazy.
You're there, Mike. It's
an incredible
Penn State, correct?
It's 65-70% Penn State. Not right now. It's about 85 Notre Dame right now because
is was insane. The Penn State crowd, the noise. I am just an emotional wreck. I'll be honest with you. Just the ups and downs, and it's like you're watching that game. And I'm sitting here, I'm making notes, and it's like, you know what? When they tied it at 10, and it's the end of the three quarters, and this thing's tied at 17 or whatever the heck it was, and it's just like, hey, man, the rest of this thing's gravy, Mike, seriously. And I say that with how many guys are out, how this team is playing. Steve freaking Angeli leads them on a field goal drive. The unsung hero of this game is Steve Angeli, just going in there, just throwing his – the quick passes, getting the ball out, allow them to get a field goal, to get a little momentum. They go into halftime. I'll be honest with you. This felt like just going back to talking last week with the Sugar Bowl when they beat Georgia after the 91 season. They're getting their butts kicked. And Joe Moore famously goes to Lou Holtz and says, put the ball in my guys' hands, meaning run the damn football. And they run for 200 yards in the second half. Jerome Bettis goes 3 touchdowns. I feel like that's what they did at halftime this game. Run the damn ball. It's only 10-3. Let's don't panic, and let's get after these guys. And Notre Dame went from like negative yards rushing to over 100 in this game, just all in the second half. And Penn State, let's be honest. This game should have been 21-0 at halftime. They were absolute most dominant football team out there. They're bigger, faster, stronger, played with just anger, just more oomph and speed. And I think Marcus Freeman got him together. I think those assistant coaches got him together. Gave a high five to Steve Angeli. Seriously, that field goal drive is massive because Notre Dame could just be like, poo-poo, we're done, whatever. And I think he chewed some ass. Let's just be honest. I think in a motivational way of let's just hunker down and get after it, man. And they just went after these guys, Mike. Just the drive and just the after another. I mean, what is it? It's 10-0. Then they're up 17. Penn State gets back-to-back touchdowns. And Notre Dame goes right down, ties them. And you got, I mean, and then at the end, I'm actually blown away that they just didn't try and just go to OT because it just felt like they were fresh and whatnot. And then Christian Gray gets one of the greatest, interceptions right there. Diving for that interception is just electric. And then they just grind out a field goal drive, right? It's like the one. Look at that scene. Look at that scene. I mean, seriously, Mike, I'm sitting here. I was thinking today, leaving work and getting ready for the night. Like, as Notre Dame fans, we've gone forever. We've watched so much bad football since Lou Holtz left. Bad football games, bad bowl games. And I'm like, we literally could win the Sugar Bowl and the Orange Bowl in back-to-back games. Who in the hell would have thought that? I mean, it's pretty awesome. It's pretty awesome to trounce the demons that have been around for so many years. And Marcus Freeman and this team is beaten 3 straight top 10 football teams. I mean, 3 straight top 10 football teams. They've beaten the team of the year in Indiana, the name, the story, beaten the monster of the last 6-7 years in Georgia, and now just beat the 80s, 90s independent power.
Good Penn State team.
Old school independent game tonight, right? So, and then also, I mean, this game also felt like the 1992 Snow Bowl game in South Bend, the way Notre Dame came back. So I feel like I'm rambling. So if you got any questions or if anything, it's just, there's just so many things. Guys, I'm just gonna throw out some names real quick off the top of my head. Once again, number 24, Kaiser, is just playing like a man possessed. His sprint on Aller in the end of the fourth quarter just showed how much he still had in the tank. Just pure energy and heart going after that ball. Kingston, holy crap, 27 was everywhere. That dude's got an MCL, okay? And he's out there. Kingston, 27, huge kudos to him. I thought he played his butt off. The DBs played outstanding. Their tight end, Warren, is one of the top 10 players in the game. Abdul Carter, how the hell that guy played with one shoulder? All he did was just dip and run around anyone he wanted all game long. Who else top of my head? Aeneas Williams. Can the fans of Notre Dame quit complaining when Aeneas Williams plays? The guy's legit. He earns it. And what did he do today again, Mike? Make plays. So I'm tired of people going, why is Aeneas Williams getting snaps? Because he makes plays. And obviously Jeremiah Love was limited, correct? I mean, let's all be honest with that. So he battled his butt off like crazy. Look at that picture. I mean, Mike, they were left for dead. I mean, when it was 10-0, Penn State looks like they're going against a JV football team. Just ripping off runs. I charted it real quick. Give me 2 seconds here. I love to do run game efficiency. There was 77% run game efficiency in the first half. 77%. You can't even do that in practice. Notre Dame was under 50%, just to give you a little heads up on the two of those. So what's in the chat? What else? Jeter is going to go up there with Harry Oliver in the game winner against Michigan back in the heyday in the early 80s. Mitch Jeter's going to have a fat head of that kick in his football or in his office someday, wherever he's going to be managing somewhere, right, as a Notre Dame alum. So, and then lastly, I'm talking because I know you're busy and I'm just keeping this show rolling.
No,
Mike,
you're good. I can chime in whenever.
Hey, Notre Dame's going to play for the national championship, Mike. You and I are going to get together.
Amazing.
You and I are going to get together on, I think it's MLK Day, right? The 20th?
20th. Yep.
So we're going to get together and Notre Dame's going to play for the national championship. But I mean, what
I'll
else
be
is
there
after that, right? They're playing for the
I'll be
national
there.
freaking championship. It's going to be another blue blood monster game against Texas or Ohio State. So, hey, congrats to Marcus Freeman, man. Hey, how about congrats to Lauren Landau, who everyone wanted him fired at the first month of the season. And
Coach, this team
I can't say enough about Lauren Landau because I'm just saying for him to get their mind right, they lost 2 days, correct? They lost 2 days. They had to go through a freaking terrorist attack, play a football game, and get their bodies and their minds right. That comes from the strength coach. That's, I mean, him meeting with those guys, getting them mentally prepared. So, oh my God, Mike, that is that's an all-timer. And I think some guys in the chat is yapping this game. This game reminds me of it's the 93 team. The 93, you know, we're going to talk about grit and teams that never quit and things of that nature. It hasn't been done since 1993. That 1993 team was on a mission and they played their butts off 4 quarters every single game. And this team reminds, they're like 1993.
Hey, one more guy we got to shout out real quick. Christian Gray for that interception. I mean, what a battle. Like, what a battle that he showed to get the resolve to stay in it, always keeping his head up, making that pick. Yeah, Steve Angeli. I mean, I get more text when Steve Angeli plays than on my birthday. I mean, I get more text when Steve Angeli plays in this game tonight than when my daughter was born. It's crazy. Yeah, he came in. I mean, that field goal, they don't win without that field goal. Tim, you know what I tweeted during the game? That Nick Singleton drop touchdown. You know, I tweeted, I feel like we're going to.
Yeah, the pick play, right? I'm sorry.
Yeah, the little one to the flats where he drops touchdown and they have to settle for a field goal. I tweeted, I bet you we're going to come back to this at the end of the game. And what if?
Yeah, Freeman's chewing. Jalen Sneed blew the coverage. That was his little guy, and he's pointing to his head. Think. Know who you have. He's out there yelling. Yeah, that was a biggie. And then, dude, we've got to spend 10 seconds on the head freaking football coach. That guy, every time they showed him, he was in on every play, everything. He was even managing the end of the game. What he wanted, the control, the way he's on the refs. He's learning from Kirby, and James Franklin's always on the refs. So Marcus is like, hell, I'll get on the refs. Just unbelievable. Unbelievable to Marcus Freeman, what he's done, man. Some of the best tweets are when people always want to know what the NIU coach said to Freeman. I love when people post that stuff. You know, it's like, can we ever get a transcript of that phone call? Because since then, now, I mean, obviously that's a joke and all that, but it's out there of how that was talked, and that was his 10 minutes of fame, the NIU coach. But Freeman's used that, man. He's used that because he knew he had a damn good football team. He knew he had vets, old dudes all over the place. And now he's got all these young bucks all over the field making plays. Young guys everywhere. Kingston, Leonard Moore. Did you hear Leonard Moore's name? You know why? Because they're just like, we're not even going to 15. Leonard Moore could have sat on the bench because Penn State was never even going to look out at his side. All right. 15 is just like, yeah, I'm just chilling. And all the other freshmen. How about? I mean, I got to give 15 seconds, man, to the offensive line. Holy crap! Charles Jagasaw has been out all season. Hey, buddy, we need you. Tosh Baker's been on PAT team all year. PAT, and he's got to go out there. We were just praising Anthony Knapp a week ago, how he hasn't missed a rep all season. He goes down. Riley Leonard rolls his ankle up, just runs right over it. So you got 2 offensive linemen in the game who haven't played since August camp, basically. And they're out there in the Final Four against what I think is Penn State's defensive line is legit. And you got guys who haven't played a damn snap saying, hey, I'm here for you. And that's just awesome. Yeah, look at Kaiser, 10 tackles. I thought 24 was a freak.
Very, very, very loud here. But, I mean, just the scene. I mean, this corner, all the Notre Dame fans here, this Penn State section, there's the band, the Nittany Lions band that I'm sure will play in. Some Notre Dame fans sprinkled in, and it's just cleared out. I mean, the scenes here, surreal. PW, appreciate the big boy $200 super chat. Gritty win, a little NIL like money for the best Notre Dame analyst crew out there going to the Natty. I will be there, and I cannot wait. It's going to be an absolute blast in Mercedes-Benz Stadium, a place that I know very, very well. Looking forward to being there. JP, appreciate the super chat from earlier. Adam, appreciate the super chat. Jonesy, give Grillsby credit on his call for Jagasaw at guard. He's been saying it for over a year. Jagasaw, I don't know if we talked about him yet, Tim, but big kudos.
Huge contributor to go in there. By the way, he has two pancakes. I know I saw one. He just annihilates some outside backer on the edge. Poor guy. Just flat backs him to high hell.
Kenneth, stop spamming the chat.
Yeah, he had another one as well. But no, just going back to Jagasaw, they said on the thing he played 6 special team snaps against Georgia. But he's been prepping for 3.5 weeks, basically. Ever since Indiana, he's been prepping at right guard just to be that next man in over there. So
yeah.
And to go off Jagasaw and Baker, like I said, the first half, Notre Dame's rushing efficiency was only 5 for 11. They came out throwing the ball, things of that nature. They're they just had no rhythm. They had 2 drives. They were 10 for 14 run game efficiency on their 2 touchdown drives to start that second half. That is awesome with backups, freaking backups. They gave up some, they had some stuffs and things of that nature. They gave up a couple sacks. Well, yeah, they got Abdul Carter is going to be a top 3 NFL pick. How the heck do they keep getting these Micah Parsons guys? It's like, my gosh, can Notre Dame follow them on the recruiting trail to some of these areas that they go to just to steal some of these long, skinny guys to rush the quarterback? But huge play out of the offensive line at times today.
Keep this going, Jonesy. Appreciate you. Richard Connor, $20. They said that game felt like an entire season. We had touchdown Jesus and the luck of the Irish with us.
Yes.
That's up there with. That's got to be the. In terms of games I've witnessed with my own 2 eyes, being there, this is the best game I've ever been to. One of the best games I've ever seen. Been watching football for over 20 years. Absolutely tremendous, Marcus. I'm just at a loss for words right now. And as we kind of calm down, I'm not joking. I would have had 6 cups of coffee if they didn't keep running out of coffee in the press box. I'm exhausted, running on fumes. My heart is just beating out of my chest. But we'll settle down and talk about the finer points of the game. We're going to get Goolsby on tomorrow night. Richard O'Connor, really appreciate the 20. Keith, 27.99 said, love this team. Go Irish. Thanks for a great year, Keith. The year is just beginning. It's going to be so much fun, Tim. Tomorrow night, dude. So Goolsby and I are going to go 6:30 to 7:30 Eastern, right up to Texas, Ohio State. I probably am going to go live after that game. Open invitation to any of my normal guys if you guys would want to come on. Let's just talk about Notre Dame's national championship game.
How nice is it going to be, Mike? Tomorrow's Friday night. I am literally going to make popcorn and sit back with a smile. Notre Dame now gets an extra day of rest. They're going to love that. Just to sit back, and Notre Dame, hopefully they have a nice little party and the guys get together and enjoy that game tomorrow night, knowing they're in the national freaking championship game. They're in the national championship game.
Tim. This whole thing about Notre Dame can't win the big one. It's over. It is so over. Put it to bed. It's done. You beat Indiana. It was cute. You beat Georgia.
That's what I'm saying. Real quick on IU. I'm always going to say they were the story. They were the big surprise, and that's fine.
Nice win. Good top 10 win.
Exactly.
But you compound Indiana to Georgia. Carson Bennett, the SEC champs, and then you beat a damn good Penn State team.
Dude,
with all of the energies. It's a damn good team. All of the injuries. Bo Collins goes out. You lose your left tackle. You lose your guard and Spindler. They just bounce back. I want to know what the halftime talk was. What the hell was that halftime talk? Tim, so much of my notes as we go through that in a little bit here. Penn State gash Notre Dame. Notre Dame could do nothing to stop Penn State's rushing attack.
204
Aller in the
yards.
first half. Aller in the first half did nothing. He stunk throwing the football. But they could just run the ball at will. I was like, Tim, that 10-0 lead, first time Notre Dame went down by double digits all season. First time. I'm like, Notre Dame's offense is not built for this. The defense, such an attacking defense that wants to get you in behind the chains and get you in passing situations. If teams are just going to keep running at you, Notre Dame's defense isn't built for that. But second half, completely different football team. It was amazing. It was amazing. Then real quick, we got to keep going through these super chats.
Yeah, no, I was going to say real quick. People always another one. Aeneas Williams. I've loved him all year. He's just the most awesome third down back, and the dude's a warrior. And the amount of people that are always tweeting and complaining about Jaden Greathouse, 105 yards receiving, 105 yards receiving. So
first receiver to go over 100 for Notre Dame. First one all season.
I mean, that Faison in the Sun Bowl. Flores did it in one game. And then obviously the last big, Styles in the Fiesta Bowl during that shootout. They didn't have any in 22. So that's what I'm saying. This first one all year long. So you always hear people complaining about these guys, but when you get them the ball, man, they battle like heck. And some of these guys do. So Faison with some of his little moves. Mitch Evans, I thought, battled his butt off a ton.
Yep. Seriously. That was good to see.
What else you got?
Mitch Evans, 5 for 58. Aeneas Williams, 5 for 66 in receiving. Jaden Greathouse, 7 for 105 in the touchdown. We're going to look through film. We're going to do it all. Keith Graham, again, appreciate the $27.99. PW, really appreciate that big boy super chat earlier. My boy Twan says, Singer, I might cry. I'm with you, brother. Appreciate the 2. The 80s guy says, if Carter was Darth Vader, Riley Leonard is Luke Skywalker.
Hey,
I don't love it, but it's not,
that is perfect. I'm a Star Wars dork, so I like it. I like it. My son loves
Darth
Star Wars.
Vader is, or so Abdul Carter is Riley Leonard's dad. That's kind of what he's saying. So I don't love it, but it's cute.
Hey, Luke
Notre Dame opens as underdogs. Notre Dame would be a 7.5 point dog against Ohio State and a 2.5 point dog against Texas. That's fine.
Well,
that's fine.
Yeah. I mean, we'll dive into that later. I mean, I'm not worried about that. I'm expecting Ohio State to beat Texas. I'm expecting them to be a huge favorite against Notre Dame.
JP, appreciate the 2. Was that a second JP? Whoever was the 2 before that. And then appreciate JP Steffen says, let Tim just cook tonight.
Oh, sorry guys if I rambled, man. My heart was racing. I was excited. That new singer was just sitting back, enjoying the moment.
Tim texted me, hey, when are we going to go live? I'm like, brother, you know when we go live ASAP. Seth, $10. Oh, Greathouse stepped up tonight when we needed it. I don't want to hear anything about Gray anymore.
Yes.
Ennis is a beast. Who's Ennis?
I don't know.
I'd rather have him over Price. Aeneas maybe. I don't know.
Oh,
but Seth Griffin really appreciate the 10.
Yes, Aeneas.
Brian Meeks 5 says college football playoff MVP for Notre Dame. The kicker's dad for getting them healthy. You talk about bad games over the years. How many kicks have been missed now today? Yeah. Tim, if you go back to my when we broke the news about Eric Schmidt committing to Notre Dame, the kicker, I don't know, maybe a month and a half ago, everyone's like, can he play now? Can he play now? Can he play now? I'm looking at Riley Leonard. He's walking to the tunnel.
They're
just
still on the field.
Sullivan Absher a hug. There's not many left, right? But Riley Leonard's high-fiving Notre Dame fans walking off the field. It's pretty cool.
I was going to say, they did a trophy presentation, correct?
Yeah.
I forgot about that for the Orange Bowl. Gotcha. Okay.
Brian Meeks, appreciate you. Just won Andy Gow with a 1988 super chat. Very timely. I'm sure we'll talk about that in a bit. She says, because that's how I feel right now, champs no matter what. Appreciate you. Just won Andy Gow. Andrew Gilmore, $20, says $20 for Tim Hyde's next cardiology exam. Best win in my lifetime.
It's man, well, that's what I'm saying. I'm just going to pause again. Like, as Notre Dame fans, we're sitting here. This game's kicking off. You legitimately feel like you won the Super Bowl against Georgia. Let's be honest. And then it's Penn State, and I know I texted you during the week like, it's like I would have rather taken Georgia loss than lose to Penn State. Vice versa. It's like it's Penn State. Damn it, you can't lose to these guys. And the way Penn State came out and battled, and and just took over the game, so to speak. And you're like, oh my God, are we going to lose the freaking James Franklin? And then sure enough, man, Marcus Freeman, like you're saying, Singer, got into that locker room. Something clicked, obviously. It's emotion. But it's only 10-3. And so how many times we watch NFL games or playoff games or anything where you're like, man, you should be down 28-0, and you're in it. And you just keep – I mean, they're a wounded animal. They had Abdul Carter hurt. Everyone else on Penn State's playing. I don't know if any other guys – that they have out. Notre Dame's got like a dozen starters out of this game, for crying out loud. So just unbelievable, just the grit. And we hear Freeman talk about that, the one play, one life, one play, one life, one play, one life. It's a, pattern off of, the process with Saban. It's one play, one life. It's win the interval. When you hear him talk about win the interval, it's that one hand, play that card at that one moment. And I'm sure he went in there at halftime and just stressed that to those guys. Like, this is who we are. This is what we've been doing since NIU. We are battle tested. We are battle tested. And it showed, man. They came out and they did some things they haven't done. They started running tackle wrap. They ran an old school guard with Billy Schrauff and Tosh freaking Baker, Poland, kicking out on old school counter. And just Jeremiah Love, how hard does he run in that third quarter? Just violence. Jeremiah Love brought the violence. And then his 3-yard touchdown run, that's as good as his 98-yarder, man. How violent he was. Ran that dude over. He was not going to be denied down there on that goal line. So,
Chris,
physical football team.
Chris, thank you for the 27-24 there. Sorry, there's a press conference playing. I don't know if you guys can hear it, but starting 3 says Mike Singer 19 on Venmo for the boys. My boy starting 3 sent me an $18 super chat when Angeli went in and led that field goal drive, and then sent me some more cash on Venmo. Starting 3, appreciate the generosity. You're a legend, my friend.
You can't just to go off that again, the Angeli thing. That field goal drive, man, because Penn State had all the momentum in the world, and they got down there and got a little field goal. Huge.
I just would love to know what that means. I'm sure, Tim, we're going to break down that drive in the off season and what that means for Steve moving forward. Because that was a huge drive for him.
Huge drive. And, you got that whole line
for this game, but for him, because Notre Dame did nothing offensively. They were awful.
Yes.
And then he comes in, and then you had to put Leonard back in if he was healthy. So Matt, appreciate the 2 here. Kevin with the 20 says, thank you for the amazing coverage all year, gentlemen. Go Irish. Kevin, it is always good to see you in the chat. Thank you for the very generous $20. The old Swan said Angeli did great. Wish there was an alternate universe to see how the game would go, but Leonard showed up when he needed to. Absolutely.
Oh, God, yeah.
Offense, defense, special teams. Tim, if I would have told you that Notre Dame would lose the turnover battle and Penn State would score 21 or 24 points, you'd say, all right, they lose. Good game, good season.
Yes.
All the injuries.
Yes.
The resolve
the
of
running
this
game.
team.
I mean, look at the run game. They have 200 yards. Notre Dame has 100. Yes. And there are all these things. Notre Dame should have lost this game by 14 points. Seriously. This game, Notre Dame should not have won this game. When you look at all those little numbers you just talked about right there, and they just kept grinding away and just their belief in that. It is the third quarter. That opening drive in the third quarter. It's just like, let's go.
Austin Figueroa says, what if Notre Dame falls behind by 10 early? We'll still punch you in the face and play 4 quarters of FU football. I'll see you all in Atlanta. Also appreciate the 10 Swandon says, $1,000 super chat coming if Notre Dame was. Dude, please do not. Please, you can't. First of all, please do not drop. No. Please don't do that. That's a little crazy, but appreciate the enthusiasm. Tim, can you hear me, or is the press conference real loud?
I can hear you. You're good.
Boyd Walker says, we clean up the PIs that took away 2 picks. Oh, yeah, we haven't even talked about that PI. Did you think that was a PI on Schuler? Real quick, Tim.
Man, it's almost like the Kaiser one a week ago, right? Because the ball's the ball was underthrown like a couple yards. How? There's no way he could get it. That's a tough one because you could see what the ref saw with Schuler, but the ball is so short. So That's a tough one.
Yeah, Void Walker and Tim. Tim had the same question here that I just asked. So,
yeah, and the gray one. I mean, seriously, what? I mean, they had two PIs.
The gray one. Which one was the gray one?
Yeah, the defensive holding that gave them first and goal.
Oh, that was.
But then they held. Yeah, exactly. But then they held them to a field goal. So
yeah. So hey, it works out. Matthew, $5 says, great game called by Denbrock using the quick pass screen game to neutralize the pass rush. Can you talk about, Tim? I'm going to go see if I can grab some drink and or a coffee. You want to talk about Denbrock real quick?
Yeah. I got some notes right here. Real quick, going back on Denbrock, it's like, if anything, you feel like the first half was like, what the hell are we doing? There was no rhythm. Looking over my charts right here, the first drive, they get 2 first downs, got a punt. That's the big 32-yard pass to Evans. They still have to punt. Then you get 3 plays, interception. So that was, Riley throws the interception on 3rd and 12. I wrote 2 pressures from Abdul Carter. Early in that game, really a lot of times, Carter was just getting the best of Emil Wagner. And Emil Wagner's been the best offensive lineman in pass pro all year long. So it looked like me watching Emil Wagner, I thought he was overthinking his sets, his hands, because Carter is so, he's Micah Parsons, for crying out loud. He's so damn fast. And you could almost look at the way Wagner is using his hands. He was trying to overthink it. Instead of just, boom, I'm going to long arm you and ride you out. I think he was trying to do too much hand fighting, and he was allowing Carter to get into him and rip. So those are those first 2 ones. And then the third drive, TFL. To me, on this one TFL in the third drive, and if Riley keeps it, I think he's gone, but he doesn't. And then Rice has the big pickup, and then they end up having to punt after a couple first down runs. Go ahead.
I got this for you. This little book.
I love you. Look at that. I can't wait to read that. Yes.
You asked me for a little
memorabilia. I wanted some memorabilia. Yes.
Yeah, I'll try to grab
from the other one, so I appreciate
I'll grab one from the Natty for you. I don't know when I'll see you, Tim, but I'll get it for you.
All right, man.
And I'll get one from the Natty game. Incredible.
Mike,
all right.
Notre Dame. It's playing for the freaking national championship, man.
Incredible.
2012, 2024. We've got 2 other playoff games.
So much different. This one, who's this taking pictures? There's a group of Notre Dame players. It looks like the quarterbacks. Leonard, Steve, there's Rezak, Minchie, Carr, Blake Hebert. It's a cool group right there. Tim, the big difference, like, this path, man. There's no, oh man, Notre Dame doesn't belong in this game. No, you can't say that. Indiana to Georgia to Penn State. Freaking incredible. Sam says injuries cleared the bench and we still up. Seriously, I'm telling you, the resolve of this team, you got to give Freeman all of the credit in the world. Folks, please hit the thumbs up on this video. What the hell are you doing? If you haven't hit the thumbs up on this video, Tim, also.
Here, I got the.
Yeah, can you give me a minute real quick, Tim? Just yap for a minute for me. Let me get something set up.
Oh, God, yeah. I'm going to talk about the drive right here. I'm going to go right down the Angeli drive, okay? So here we go, everybody. So the Angeli drive, which is going to be one of those unsung written paragraphs someday in Notre Dame lore. So you start the drive. I mean, this is 2:18, by the way, 2 minutes, 18 seconds for a halftime. Notre Dame's just playing like crap. Let's be honest, right? 3 possessions, 2 punts, an interception. They're doing 0 outside. Like, I think they only had 3 first downs up to this point. You get a dump to Aeneas Williams for 8. The slant to Evans, get a first down. And then Rocco goes down. Schrauf doesn't stay on the freaking double team on the nose, and that's the guy that helps come around. And obviously, Riley Leonard gets knocked to the ground. And here comes Mr. Steve Peanut Butter and Jelly. Quick swing to Aeneas Williams. You get the slant to Faison. By the way, that slant pass to Faison, boom, on the money, allowed him to catch it and go get another 10 yards. That was a 14-yard run. The DN sacks and Jelly. You want to talk about a little hidden play here, Mr. Michael Singer? Sacks and Jelly, fumbles. I don't know who recovered that thing. It was a mosh pit. I think the refs just said, screw it, Notre Dame. They didn't even – who came out with that thing? I don't even remember because it was so awesome. The guy runs by. That guy Sutton, by the way. I
think it was Wagner.
Okay, that's 6'6" EN is going to – that's an NFL football player.
All
Another
right.
dump to Williams for 12. the flat to Evans. And then boom, a couple more dumps, and then he sets it up. He sets it up nicely right there with that last little flat pass to Nias Williams, runs out of bounds, sets up the field goal. Huge possession from Steve Angeli. Just massive.
Yeah, it was. And he shows you, like, if you can give him some time, he can pick you apart. He can. He's playing with the same receivers that Riley Leonard's been playing with, right? You give him some time, he can pick you apart. He makes some quick decisions. Now he's had issues in the past where he holds on the ball too long. But I don't think you can. That fumble, dude. I mean,
that was a
Carter
tough one.
Sutton
That guy just beat Sutton.
Wagner just got
crushed.
They're so freaking good.
They're so good.
That Sutton's interception on Leonard, while Leonard should not have thrown that ball, but that was such a nice play, man. Riley Leonard. I've never talked so much crap about a player, but then loved that same player as much as Leonard. It's like Leonard. And when I say talk crap, I mean like just talk in non-positive terms, right? Leonard, these just boneheaded throws. And then like the Harrison pick was about 2 seconds late. High
12 yards over his head. It's like, buddy.
Yeah.
He just rushed that one.
Well, he was late. He was late on the throw. I watched it develop. It was right in front of me. Anyways, Ryan Skolowski here. Never a doubt. JB. Who's JB? Who's JB? I don't know who JB's initials are. But Ryan, appreciate it.
Oh, there was plenty of doubt, man. It was just like, because you're just like, okay, man. You know, I mean, literally, there was a couple points, Mike. I just started making a little cheat sheet of, okay, we're going to be positive tonight. We're going to talk about this team, all those things, the grit, the injuries. They battled all that good junk. And they just kept chipping away, man. They just kept chipping away. And if anything, you kind of got the feeling Penn State was so damn cocky. I could see Frankly just being super cocky with these guys. And you just felt their tone even on the sidelines a little bit. And it's almost like Notre Dame's got too many guys out. They got no speed. They can't do anything. Got no speed. Dude, we haven't talked about Greathouse's touchdown.
Yes. How about Jay Greathouse making things happen? The confidence to make that happen in the open field. Got fortunate, but hey, Andrew, appreciate the 20 here. He says, great win, go Irish. Congrats to the Notre Dame family all around the world. We're going to the ship, baby. Andrew, appreciate the generous 20. Tim, you know Home Field is going to be coming out with some gear with Notre Dame winning the Orange Bowl, and you're going to want to go over to homefieldapparel.com to check out their Notre Dame line. So load up on new Fighting Irish gear with this unique stuff. Home Field Apparel, a premium collegiate brand based in Indianapolis. You guys know I love their clothing. I wear it almost every single day. You get brand new clothing with a retro look, but no retro tears or smells. Again, always rolling out new items. So, I mean, I think they did. Oh, that's not it. I mean, they did the Four Horsemen. This is not in order of this is in relevance, but they did the ones from the Indiana game. I'm sure they did a Sugar Bowl. But anyways, you're going to want to check out what Home Field Apparel has for their Notre Dame line. And make sure you use the promo code BGI. It's good for 15% off your first order at Home Field. Again, folks, that's code BGI for 15% off your first order at Home Field. Check out Home Field and gear up for any season that is ahead. Zeke, $15, says, great win. Thought both coordinators made great adjustments at halftime. I mean, in terms of the holding calls, I'm pretty sure Carter got held like every other play or something that they probably could have called. I'm not going to talk about the refereeing decisions, although I really do disagree with the Schuler one, but you know, I understand why it's called that. That gets called a lot when your back's to the play and you make any kind of contact. But Tim, I don't know what I don't know, Tim. I'm sure there were adjustments made, X's and O's wise, but to me, it just seemed like the team had more juice. They just believed that field goal. They went in 10-3. It's like we're one score away. That it you would think, oh, yeah, now it's 10-3 instead of 10-0. Doesn't mean that much, but that meant everything, Tim. We can't talk about that drive enough. Then you go and score. It's 10-10. It's like game freaking on. That Notre Dame team's probably thinking, we're getting outplayed, and now we're tied. What a change in the momentum of that football game. Zeke, appreciate the 15. Tim, let's go through these super chats, and then I'll let you yap again. Chris says, "What a dub! $10. Leonard should have cost us the game by all rights. Defense was getting rolled over in the first half. Gritty, hard-nosed, gutty performance down the stretch." Chris, appreciate the 10. Jason with the 10 said, "Love this team. Our boys played with grit, guts, and a ton of heart. They were warriors tonight. Go Irish, win the whole effing thing." Where was Bo Collins? And Jason, appreciate you. I don't know. He got banged up, or I don't even think we saw him on the sidelines. We were looking for him. Do not know where Bo Collins was. I do believe he played. Did not record a catch. There's a stat sheet that they have on the TV. Don't know, guys. Don't know what Bo Collins' situation was.
There was.
I just want to shout out again, PW earlier, $200 super chat. Thank you very much.
Jeez, Louise, $200. Thank you. Thank you. I was going to say, I mean, Colsey played. I mean, he had to play 20-something snaps. He was everywhere.
Yep.
Zero. Was
Jaden Thomas a lot too. Yeah, Jaden Thomas. How about Jaden Thomas on that little end around, huh? Jaden Thomas picking up 18 yards.
18 yards. Oh, I mean, there's so many. It's like so. I mean, like the last game was the transfer game, correct? Every transfer made a play, and big play, big moments. This one was just dudes all. I mean, just a bunch. That's what I'm saying. Even freshmen, Aeneas Williams, KVA was 27, was active. One of the unsung plays before the field goal. He hits that guy on the 1 yard line on that drive, stuffs him on the 1 yard line, drives, and that's what was it? Single. It was one of. I mean, both those backs are dudes at Penn State. He's a true freshman thinking he's going to get bowled into the end zone, stuffs, plants his legs, drives him back. Next play, they have the incomplete, settle on a field goal. So there's a little hidden play right there in that game.
Tim, let me give you a stat real quick. Notre Dame 11 for 17 on third downs. Penn State 3 for 11. That's getting it done.
Because they didn't have any third downs on that 99-yard drive or whatever, right? They were just going first and second down, just ripping off. That drive, by the way, was one of the most frightening things I've ever watched.
Which one? The last one?
No, the one that they scored their first touchdown to go up 10-0. That drive
was just
because you just
that drive was. I am gonna bend you over and smack you on the ass.
Oh
That's what that drive was.
That was just, but the whole first half felt like that, and it's just like, why are they even throwing the football? I don't understand sometimes what teams do, because they were really good. I watched so much of their film the last week, and they're an unbelievable outside zone team where they just scoop and boom, find little lanes. And Notre Dame they don't do a great job filling, and they just started just ripping off gash and runs. But then I think going back to the halftime, I think they just talked to the guys, just play a little harder, play a little faster, and just attack. And then all of a sudden you got here's a run, the opening drive, a 2-yard run, a flat to Warren, and then Oben and Snead run stuff, they punt. They come right, they get the nice 20-yard pass to Warren, run stuff, KVA, quarterback scramble on a stuff, KVA and Hurd on the sack on the one. So punt, back-to-back drives, forcing them to punt right out of the third quarter where they had so much momentum. So it's awesome. It really is. And it's like going back to the arguments we had for a month about Notre Dame should be ranked ahead of Penn State and things of this nature. Well, damn it, Mike, they are now. They will be ranked ahead at the end of the season. That's all that matters.
James Franklin is 1-18 against top 5 teams. 1-18.
Yeah.
10 seconds, Tim. We got to move on.
No,
I just want to throw that out there because I know you'd love that.
Is Notre Dame top 5? Are we going by AP because they're number 3? So, or are we going by the stupid seeds? Well, actually, they're 5 in the playoff ranking, right? So there you go. Okay, no, yeah, it's not good. It's
All
not
right,
good.
so Gregory drops a 50 bomb
They
here.
took that
Says
away.
Love's touchdown, like Reggie Brooks, all heart and grit. Tim, let's Gregory.
Talking
I
about
really
Reggie
appreciate
Brooks
the super
against
chat.
Michigan in '92. It's a great comparison.
I mean, there's one tackle.
Jagasol right
Just
there.
his balance.
Yeah, Jagasol goes down to get that one guy out of the lane. And look at the drive. Look at this. 3 dudes, Mike.
5.
3 dudes.
He had 3 dudes on him. He had 5 Penn State players touch him, and that is he's from the 2-yard line. This is one of the most crazy plays I've ever seen. The balance, the strength, the grit, the want to.
With the knee injury. With the knee injury.
His 75% is better than my 150% doing anything. Like, that was absolutely incredible. Zachary Ortiz, $20. Hold on, Tim. Christian Grace plays a microcosm of the team's season. He may be down, but he's never out. The most resilient Notre Dame team in my adult lifetime, hobbling happily into the Natty. Zachary Ortiz, thanks for the 20. Go ahead, Tim.
No, without a doubt. Just off that super chat. That's why I said earlier. It's 1993. It's the way that team played in '93. They had lost so many guys off the previous few seasons holds. In '93, everyone thought it was going to be a rebound year, and I don't care what anyone says. They won the damn national title. They beat Florida State. They won the national championship, even when they got hosed in the vote. But yeah, the resolve, the attitude, the just want to just play football for the love of football. It feels like for 60 minutes, it's just awesome. And I mean, they were dead. Penn State takes the lead, Mike. They're dead. They had every reason just to be like, man, we're exhausted. We're tired. We beat Georgia. We got no bodies. We got nothing left. And then Great House. Boom. Great House. I'm like, are you kidding me? Just
out
of nowhere.
I want to you know what we're going to do, Tim? You know what we should do in the off season? We need to do a watch along. Me and you, we're going to get on this show. Isaac Myers, appreciate the 5. We're going to hop on this show. Coming up next on our channel. We're going to demonetize the video. So we're not going to make any money on the video. But we'll just do a watch along of this game. So I think we'll be able to do that. We won't get any copyright strikes. I think we'll be able to do that. We'll put the video as unlisted. We'll send out the link to people to be able to watch. And me and you will just rewatch this game. We'll spend 3 hours. It'll probably take us 4 or 5 to get through the entire thing because we'll have to keep pausing it and rewatching it. But we're going to do it, damn it. It's going to be amazing. And then we'll do it for the national championship game, maybe. If there's good vibes after that game. But Jim McCarthy, appreciate the 5 here. I just cannot rave enough about this team bouncing back from the point they were at halftime. You're without your left tackle. Spindler goes out. Collins, that one, yeah, you can still win without Bo Collins, right? But Bo Collins goes out. Schuler went out for a bit. The hits just keep coming, and they just bounce back. Just damn.
It's I'm sitting here. It's like Orange Bowl champs, Sugar Bowl champs. Beat a top 10 team to start the playoff, which broke that. We talk about the streak. They had lost 11 straight against top 10 teams in these postseason games. The 10 bowl, and then you got the ACC title of Clemson. So 11 in a row since the A&M game after '93, and now you're freaking 3-0, Mike. You're 3-0 in these playoffs. It's unbelievable.
Jerry, appreciate the 20. Says congratulations to Notre Dame. The season is special. There's an air of inevitability. They will not quit. They will not stop. They will not lose. Go Irish. Jerry, appreciate the 20. And Jim, again, appreciate the 5. What's the play of the game for you, Tim? And not like Christian Gray because of the moment, but what was the
field goal.
most defining play? Oh yeah, the field goal. What was the most defining play of the game for you?
I'll tell you what. I'm going to go. There's a 9-yard run Love has in the on that opening drive of the third quarter. The physicality he ran with, it just felt like the energy. The catch to Williams is just that
That's
one
mine.
really
That's mine.
really sticks out to me. Not only that, and then I think it's the very next play, or is it 2 plays later? He rips off I think it's the very next play. He rips off a 15-yard outside zone. Beautiful cut back, 15 yards, sets up, a touchdown. A couple of those plays, and then there's there's a couple swarms. I keep seeing 24. I thought Kaiser was just all over the place. I thought he just played so hard that catch, and then he rips off the 15-yard zone. There's just some of these guys, man. Whoever there's just one after another. Guys just making plays. Price struggled, but then Price rips off a couple 10-yard runs. He gets he has one bad TFL. The whole Jagasaw pulls and the line goes the wrong way. So it's like something happened. I'm like, was Jagasaw even supposed to pull? Like he was inside zone and he's pulling. But I'm like, dude, you got a guy who hasn't practiced, out there since August, for crying out loud, with camp. When did he get hurt? The third practice, I believe. The third practice, and now he's back healthy and playing against Penn State. So I just can't get over that. And then Tosh Baker, just how gritty Anthony Knapp is as a true freshman. And then for Baker, just to hunker around as a fifth-year guy, play his role, be a special team guy all year long, be a leader in that locker room. And it's interesting that his number got called. You just saw him, boom. He goes up and Billy Schroff comes over, gives him a high five, puts his helmet on. It's like, all right, let's go play, man. We're in the Final Four. Let's go play.
Tosh Baker being it was junior last week that got praised for stick it out, right? How about Tosh Baker could start at so many programs across the country, stays in it, and is making a huge contribution for Notre Dame to advance the national title game. Dennis Sarah, appreciate the 5 here. He's fired up. Watching my family watch us get the win was the best feeling as a husband and father. Go Irish. Appreciate it to Dennis. And Michael Ryan with the 10 says play of the game, Aeneas Williams. I mean, I agree. Yeah, he's
something
special,
about him.
special player.
He really, really, really is. Some of the old guys, reminds me a lot of Darius Walker, who played 04, 05, 06. Darn good football player at Notre Dame. Just not the burner, but a shifty guy that can make plays in the pass game, and obviously the way he just ran inside zone and stuff like that. So he reminds me a lot of that. But look at the D. Last week, I think they had 10 or 11 tackles for losses. 2 today. 2. So these are the havoc plays. They had the one, they only pressured Allar a couple times. You only get 2 tackles for losses. You lose the turnover battle, right, Mike? You lose the rushing battle 2-1 basically against Penn State to Notre Dame. The injuries are mounting up. You're playing with 2 offensive linemen who haven't played all season long. That is crazy. You can't even say that without shaking your head like, how the hell that happened? Notre Dame should have lost this game by 14 points. Instead, they're playing for the national championship. So
yeah, okay, let's talk about that. So we'll find out who Notre Dame plays, obviously, tomorrow night. Ohio State and Texas playing in the Cotton Bowl.
Who do you got?
Ohio State. I got Ohio State.
Dude, they're freaks. They got all those.
I still don't believe in Texas. I don't know. I don't.
Ohio
I'm
State
not really
had
into Texas.
guys, I think on the D, 6 guys that could have left, gone pro, and would have been first, second round draft picks, all come back. So it's going to be a hell of a football game. I'm expecting them to handle Texas.
How do you feel like Notre Dame would match up against those teams? How do you feel about I'm guessing you'd rather play Texas just because of the not as much firepower offensively.
Yeah. Plus, Notre Dame hasn't beaten the Buckeyes since the 1930s. That could be another thing. I'm sick of having blue and gold illustrated covers where the Buckeyes win. I got a bunch of those, and I don't like them. I literally have those set aside, by the way. I'm like, one of these days, there's going to be one on top, and that's all that's going to matter. Notre Dame a victory cover. That's all I want. But yeah, I mean, man, I'm going to sound like Mike Singer for 12 seconds. Who cares, man? This is gravy, baby. This is just like an extra cookie at the table going forward right after Georgia. Now you got Penn State. It's, you're going to play for the national championship. Let's just go have fun. Let's go have fun. The Buckeyes, obviously, if it is Ohio State, Notre Dame's going to play their butts off. Ohio State's stacked and loaded, but Notre Dame's going to play their tails off. And if it's Texas, Texas pulled off a massive upset because Ohio State is the odds-on favorite. Let's be honest, by everyone in the country. So, but yeah, I mean, I'd rather play Texas, but the Notre Dame fan in me says, hell no, let's go play the Ohio State Buckeyes for the national championship, and let's go see what it is. Plus, I want to want 2 Midwestern guys at it again, just so we keep. I don't count SEC Texas as an SEC team yet, so I'm not even going there. But it's going to be. I'm expecting Ohio State to.
At a loss for words. I mean, I kind of want to dive into the game, but I just don't really care to right now. The finer points of my heart just can't allow it right now. Just so blessed. Hold on, Tim. I'm just so blessed to have this job. I mean, I get to do this for a living, right? Like, I'm at the game. Get to do a show from the press box.
Yeah, you're at Hard Rock. I mean, it's
thousands of people tuning in. It's incredible. What a team! What a run! How about September 7th, Tim? Thinking about that right now. This football team lost to Northern Illinois. I mean,
I don't think think
Notre Dame's here if they don't have that game. I really don't.
I don't think that's a talking point anymore, right? From the media.
Or for
the idiots on Twitter and all that.
Sure.
You can't say, well, you lost to NIU. You shouldn't be there. Okay, we're in the championship. But here we go. Let me just take a minute on this thing. Going back to the Aeneas Williams. How about Notre Dame? Here it is, the opening drive, third quarter. Riley Leonard back in. Notre Dame takes a delay a game. How the hell do you take a delay a game after half? I thought Freeman's head was going to come off. Jeremiah Love, pin and pull. They get 2 guys pulling. Love goes for 6. Here's the guard tackle counter strong. Jeremiah Love for 9. That run I love. The next one was an OT wrap. Wagner pulls. Love goes for 9. And then you get Price comes in stuff. So you could tell they were. I don't want to say use the word protecting Love, but they were obviously limiting him because he is beat up. They weren't going to give him 15 years. What do you got?
So the second half starts. They run Love 3 times in the first 5 plays.
Yeah, boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, 3 in a row. You know how many rushes he had in the first half?
2,
3.
Oh, okay.
3.
Okay.
Yeah, 3. They ran him once early in the first quarter. He didn't run again until early in the second quarter. It was a full quarter that Jeremiah Love did not touch the football. At least as a rushing attempt. He had 1 catch for 6 yards. I don't remember what point that happened off the top of my head, but
and then Price gets stuffed. They go 2 backs with Love and Price in the backfield. They try and run outside zone, and they just get beat inside. And then boom, 36 yards in Aeneas Williams. That right there, Mike. So you get hot, you get all these runs, you get a stuff. You could see them getting hyped up. Penn State after that stuff. One of the D tackles was talking smack. They motioned Aeneas Williams to empty. Boom, 36 yards. He's playing the outside receiver, 36-yard catch. The next play, it was very next play. So you got him with 51 yards in 2 plays, 36, and then the 15-yard outside zone to the left. Jagasol, by the way, oh my God, Charles reaches his guy. Coogan reaches his guy. I don't even know if that play's even on Twitter or whatever. Billy Schroff is 8 yards downfield, destroying the linebacker on the outside zone play. So huge hole right there for Aeneas. Then you got Riley, and then you got the counter, Riley Leonard, to knock it off there with the touchdown. Jag gets a kickoff block. So Charles Jagasaw, by the way, I put his name a bunch on some runs here and there. So looking forward to rewatching that and seeing how that guy's going. And I wouldn't be surprised if they just start him. I mean, Rocco Spindler's been playing with a freaking broken ankle, for crying out loud. So I wouldn't be surprised if they just go Jagasaw, younger, healthier, let him obviously a lot more quicker than Rocco Spindler. So he'd be a better matchup inside because Texas and Ohio State are damn good up front. So that would be pretty cool to see Charles coming in there as a redshirt Frosh. Yeah, redshirt. Yeah, we forgot. Heck, he's a redshirt Frosh. He played last year.
Yep. Sam and Joseph, appreciate the super chats. My friends, man. What else, Tim?
I'm just like, playing for the national championship, Mike. I mean, I was excited all day. All I kept thinking about was, man, you cannot lose at Penn State. I know I texted that like during you can't lose to these guys. Can't lose to Penn State, damn it. And it's like, oh man. But then you get this. You hear the outbreak of the flu. I'm like, oh my God, what's this and that? All this crazy stuff going on. The injuries. And then when Riley Leonard I thought he hit the ground pretty hard. So I'm like, oh great. Steve Angeli's out there. He, holds the ball. So how much dinking and dunking can they do? Brand new O-line. Nope. Riley Leonard comes back and they just regroup, man. The key is that opening drive touchdown and then the defense. The defense just holding them back-to-back punts to at least get some momentum going for Notre Dame and a little bit of belief,
All right, Tim. I've still got a lot of crap to do. It's late, and I got to do a little bit of driving tonight as well. So we will do, again, a Goolsby show tomorrow night, and then I'm probably going to go live after the games, too.
You going to do a call-in show?
I don't know.
Or are you just going to
I don't know. We'll see. See if Kyle wants to hop on. I don't know. We'll see.
I'm laying on my couch. I'm laying on my couch.
Your final thoughts on this game?
Seriously, the finals. I just keep going back to the University of Notre Dame football has not done this in 30 plus years, and you win the Sugar Bowl against the monsters of this era in Georgia, and you beat your old independent hated rivals, Pennsylvania State, from the 80s and the 90s. And they came into this game, just don't forget, they played a bowl game in the Gator Bowl against each other in the 70s. Then they started playing every year. After a couple of years later, they played every single year, and then they went Big Ten and obviously got out of the contract. So they came into this game 9-1. 9 wins, 9 losses, and a tie. So Notre Dame gets to go to bed tonight with a nice little winning streak here on the Nittany Lions. No, just closing thoughts is injuries. The next man in just played, and I think that's just a belief. It's an attitude. We always talk about culture and things of that nature, but I think that is just year 3. It's year 3, man. Let me spend a second on that. Year 3 is real. I've heard people, Tim always talks about year 3. It is real. It was real for Mr. Newt Rockne. It was real for Frank Leahy. It was real for Ara Parseghian. It was real for Dan Devine. It was real for Lou Holtz. It's real for Marcus Freeman. Brian Kelly got to the title game and 2 other playoff bursts in year 3 in the title run. So those coaches that do it in year 3, man, it matters. And I think that is it's pretty awesome.
Yeah, Drew Aller did
a chance. They haven't won a game in Miami since after the 89 season. So the January 1st, 1990 Orange Bowl when they beat number 1 Colorado is the last time they won in Miami. So think of that. They haven't won a game in Miami, Mike, since January 1st, 1990.
Yeah, Drew Aller did not complete a single pass to a receiver. If you would have told me that one of the 2 quarterbacks won't complete a pass to a receiver, I would have said, yeah, that's Riley for sure. Just the impact. National championship game aside, regardless of the result of that game, I mean, this season is going to have we're going to talk about it for a very long time, and the impact for the future of the program with recruiting. I mean, I had more recruits just DM me out of the blue. Man, how about Notre Dame? Hey, Mr. Singer, did you watch that game? Yeah, I watched it. Steve Wiltfong from On3, you can find it on our website, blueandgold.com, has an article where recruits are reacting to Notre Dame's win tonight, reaching the college football playoff national championship game where they will take on the winner of Texas and Ohio State. Folks, if you have not done so yet, please hit the thumbs up on this video.
Hey, go do that. My favorite tweet, the Capital One Orange Bowl just posted the Tosh Baker flipping the sign. See if you can find it. Capital One Orange Bowl Twitter page. Look at that. Going to the national championship. I love this. I love, because remember after Indiana, Freeman's like, oh, hell, it's so high up. Who's going to do this? Tosh, come on over here. And now it's tradition, man. Look at that. Look at that, Mike. Look at that.
And what's great is he performed tonight. Like, Notre Dame needed him. He wasn't just a reserve left tackle. He was the guy who helped Notre Dame win this football game, folks.
Needed him.
January 20th, this season is going on. It's January 10th right now, so we got 10 days until that game, and we'll be covering it like no one else at blueandgold.com, and right here in our YouTube channel, we'll have Tyler and the guys will do a video talking about this game. I'll be live at least once tomorrow, and I believe with Goolsby at 6:30 before the Texas-Ohio State game. Maybe we'll go live right after that. Probably we'll just go live. Maybe I'll just go live Saturday. I don't know yet. We'll see. I'll let you guys know. Follow me on Twitter at Mike T. Singer. I'll let you know there. But that is going to do it for this video. Go to blueandgold.com for much more Notre Dame football and recruiting coverage. And as always, folks, we'll catch you next time. Notre Dame 27, Penn State 24.